Are my lips okay? I feel like my lips are
Your
mad
lips are mad dry, bro.
Mad dry, right?
Yeah.
These are soon as they talk you that you see you going to talk like this. Get that doñaquita boca. You so talking like this, you drink too much, I need a little chapstick.
He always has his lips all dry.
Yo.
Look, this man right here.
Nah, we gotta get the chapstick on that.
You've been giving him too much love on the lips.
Yo, did I went too hard?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's funny.
I got a chance.
Opportunity, promotion, blah, blah. You know, those are just words.
Words. All I have to offer is words. Just words.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
What it is, what it do. Phenomenal Saturday afternoon. I never rhyme on these intros, but you know what? Today I got a little inspired. But you know what? Let me go through the round of intros. Thank you very much for being here, listening, giving me your energy, your presence. It's been a phenomenal week. My main man, my brother, Monsieur Los is on deck. And you know what? Do I give you sound effects this week? Because I think you've been way too cool, man.
Nah, no sound effects for me. I just want to tell my people there, ¿Cómo ça va? ¿Cómo ça va?
Living the Gouda life.
The Gouda life is here.
I'm still going to give you a good shot. That good shot always comes through in the fact. As always, I have the lovely pleasure of waking up to you every morning, but I still miss you, and I love you, and I am always fulfilled by being blessed by your presence. The Honorable Lady H. How are you doing today?
I'm great, because I got to wake up next to you.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's get it popping.
Also, it's a beautiful day. Happy Earth Day, everyone. So
Happy Earth Day.
show the Earth some love all day, every day.
It should be more than one Earth Day,
That's
right?
why I say all day, every day. We only got one.
Today is an absolutely incredible time portal warp to me personally. Because if I do the math, we're in the year 2022. And if I think back to the year 2000, that would make it 22 years ago.
Oh my God.
22 years ago. I am now, Thursday was my birthday. I
Old
became
man.
36. 36 is relatively young.
What?
What? Yeah. 36.
Now I feel old. Right?
Yeah. 36 minus 22 is how old? Y'all know?
Stop fucking with math. I'm not good at math. Stop that shit.
It's 14.
14?
14.
Oh, wow.
He was 14.
I can't do
14 years old.
Oh, baby.
And I met my brother. Yo.
I was not 14.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother, my man over here. Yo, all we talked about were dreams and aspirations of being rappers, being actors, being comedians, aspiring, just straight aspiring, and talking about meeting and having ideas. My man, Jerry Diaz, a.k.a. Elmo Difoca, which means Elmo Difoca.
Elmo Difoca.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yes, gunshots.
All the sound effects.
All the sound effects on deck for my brother here, because
Thank you, brother.
you absolutely laid down so many seeds of what we were trying to do at the time when we had no YouTube. We had no Instagram,
Facts.
no Twitter, no means of communicating. We were just trying to do everything so grass fucking roots.
Yeah. We sent meme through pigeons and shit.
Yo, we were, when Facebook came about,
Oh.
this man was trying to do something which was revolutionary at the time called Joke of the Day.
Oh my
So
god.
the motherfucker
On MySpace?
Yeah, on Facebook.
on Facebook.
On
Yeah.
Facebook. So he was trying to drop one joke every fucking day.
Can you tell us a joke now?
There's one that was really popular because I'm gonna tell you. I know they were popular because those were the ones that got stolen.
That's
no
what you
credit.
shit is good.
Yeah. So when Carmelo Anthony got traded to the Knicks, you know, I wrote, I'm into Melo, but not as much as I'm into his mother, Mama Melo. So then that
If
that
she
went
look
everywhere.
confused, it's Mama Mello. Mama Mello. Like, suck it.
Like, mama.
Got it.
Yeah, I saw the.
This is a decent woman. She doesn't think like this.
Una mujer respetuosa.
Respetuosa.
She was like, I don't get
If
the
she would have been
joke.
from the Bronx, she would have been cracking up.
Nah, so that's why I had to stop. That's why I had to stop with the jokes, man. They were stealing them. I was doing it for free, bro. I'm giving people jokes for free and they stealing them. I gave somebody a whole ass set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was, thank you. Yeah, that was, and I did it for like 2 years. A joke a day.
A joke a day.
365
365
impressive.
times 2.
Yeah.
How much is 365 times 2?
It's like, I don't know.
Is this a math quiz
lot.
today?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you gotta
which one.
stop that shit, man.
a
Put me in
lot.
the spot.
1,300.
Yeah, so for
I don't know. I just quadrupled that shit.
Yeah, no, it's like 7 and change. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Remember this. Monsieur Los is only good at counting money.
That's it. Hey. That's not a bad thing. Yes.
Yeah, he's trying to tirar coño duro, bro.
They can put him in the spot with all the numbers. I'm like, what?
It ain't working for me. Oh, that's green? Let's go.
Exactly.
I'm a visual person.
Yeah.
All that to say, I've known you for a vast amount of time. And, you know, unfortunately, at some point, there was just a huge disconnect in trajectory because as we all grow in our separate ways. Time just happens. And I'm very grateful that you took the time and made the effort to come through.
Of course,
today.
man. Of course.
It's absolute love because within all of that, aside from the joke a day, I've seen you be on national television. You were on, I forgot what the network was.
NBC.
You were on NBC.
Yeah. Bring the funny.
You have your own podcast, Men on Pause.
Thank you, sir.
You've been in films. I should have printed out your IMDb.
No. That's good. It's fine. It's all right.
So all that to say is that, you know, the aspirations still continue. The drive still continues.
Yes, sir.
And it's always beautiful to see people growing and building and working towards that. Yo, you got in here, and 5 minutes into it, you were ready and willing to share all the assistance that you can help me with.
Oh, man, that's what's
and
so
then
loud,
I'm
bro.
like, wow,
Yeah.
man, that's fucking love,
Yeah,
baby.
bro. That's real.
Like, absolute love, man.
Yeah. I ain't do it on the air, so
No,
to show off. So
but,
you know what I'm saying?
but I appreciate
yeah, of course.
the conversation, the efforts, because I was like, yo, hold up, man. You still that dope, nigga. I remember.
I appreciate that, man. Now, if we ain't building, bro, if we ain't picking each other up, if we ain't giving each other the resources that we got, what are we doing out here? You understand what I'm saying? You can't be talking about progress for our people or even just your community if you're not going back and be like, yo, these are the resources that I got. And it's not about, I'm going to keep this shit so I could eat. There's more than enough for everybody to eat. And that's what people don't understand. They think it's like, especially in this business, it's very competitive when it doesn't need to be. We can all eat. Everybody can eat, you know?
Nah, man. It's reinvigorating for me to hear you say and verbalize and showcase that. Thank you.
Of course, man. Of course.
Nah, that is so fly. And you know, now what? Let's get into the jokes, bro.
Yeah.
Because yo, and like it's dope. You walked in and I gave you a book called A Book of Rhymes.
Yeah, man.
It titled Book of Rhymes and the author being you.
Yes, sir. My rapper days. Actually, no. I mean, look. Again, you go through these different phases in your life of like, you know, when we were hanging out at the time, like music was life and what we felt like, yo, this is gonna be the vehicle that's gonna help us get to where we want to get. And we knew that we wanted to do things outside of music, but music was like that first love that we knew, hey, we put this together, it's gonna take us to where we need to get the resources. So I mean, yeah, I'm seeing this. As you can see, like, but that shifted over to jokes. So I used to write rhymes every day. So I've been a writer without knowing it for a very, very long time. And then after that, transfer over to comedy and then to writing scripts and writing shows and writing, you know, sketches and stand up or whatever I had to, you know. But then I end up using a lot of my skills you know, because I do a lot of parody songs, parody rap songs now, you know, so that's cool. So I was like, okay, I'm actually using some of the skills that I learned in other things and putting it into this, you know.
When you're on stage,
Yeah.
you ever get the like little itch while you're telling a joke to just bust out a rhyme?
Oh, absolutely. Because there's two different beasts, right? Like music is such a vibe, and comedy is more like people are waiting for you to present them the humor, you know, where sometimes with music people are a little bit more receptive, and it's a little bit, and if it's hot, it's gonna be hot. Everybody's gonna like it. But yeah, I mean, like I told you, sometimes I cross it over. Like with the comedies, I'll be rapping like I'm joking, you know, about the parody song, but I'm like, yo, I'm spitting right now. Somebody call Jay. I need a Rockefeller chain.
Yeah. Yo, he still gives those out. He doesn't give them.
No,
out
he don't give them
anymore.
anymore. That's me. That's how old I am. Yeah. I need to step up my aspirations and rap. Yeah.
That's how he became a millionaire. He gotta stop giving those chains out.
That's how it is. That's what it is. Once he stopped giving them chains, his stock went up.
Yeah. Did it happen that way?
I don't know.
And then they went up in value.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, wait, espérate. No,
Makes sense.
You know what we should do? We should make his chains an NFT.
Can you do that?
I don't know, but I'm
copywriting?
about to do that. I'm gonna start handing out fucking NFT Rockefeller chains.
Jay just signed people and he just go Shabbat Shalom. That's it. He left it right there.
You're not getting chains no more.
So just so we can have everybody like a little brief take in history of outside of when we first crossed paths. We met through your cousin.
Yeah.
This is your cousin, right?
Yeah.
Michael Diaz.
Yes, sir.
And we worked on a short film. Nah, it wasn't a short film. It was a fucking full feature. This
Full
was like
feature.
an hour and change, right?
That was the first thing I've ever done comedy-wise. Yeah.
And you were... What was your character in the film?
I played two characters in the movie.
Yes.
So I played who ended up being Elmo Difoca, the original.
Yes.
And then I played Minguito, the barber.
Yes,
Because there was a
yes.
whole scene where the barber did. So I was like, yo, if you want, I'll come in. I'll put in some crazy shit and become another character. He's like, yeah, let's do it. And,
You're like the nutty professor, Dominican nutty
I
professor.
was, but at the same time, that's what was nuts. I had never done anything
Because
prior to
before that, yo, it was just music.
music.
And
That's
that
wild.
was the first project. And you were like, yo, fuck it, I'll do it.
I'll do it. And then, like, as they went filming the movie, they were like, yo, we got more stuff for you to film. And I was like, okay. And then, like, more. And then ended up becoming, like, the villain in the movie.
No way.
Motherfuckers
So you became a
were-
main character without even trying?
absolutely.
We were writing the
Means they're
script
good.
as we
Yeah.
were
It was
going.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
You're like, oh, we got this. And
But then that's when I knew, like, I had to switch over to comedy, because then, like, that movie came out, and the premiere was crazy. It was like 600 people at the New York Film Festival, HBO Latino Film Festival. The line was going around the block, you know, all this stuff. And I, like, when I did it, at the time, like, you're not even thinking about what you're doing. You know what I mean? I just did it. I filmed these scenes. I would show up, do my loquera, and go home. Editors editing the movie be like, yo, when you did that thing, and I'm like, I don't even remember that shit. That was improv. I did it in that moment. I don't even remember it. But that whole movie was like that. And then you guys know Roberto Vanderpool? So Roberto is like he's a stand-up comedian, Dominican, but he's the first one to like cross over, and he played the Apollo and all this other stuff. So he was somebody that I had looked up to. So he ends up, how things work in the cosmos, right? He ends up sitting next to my mother in the theater.
Diablo.
La Doña.
La Doña, right? And all these scenes are coming up, and I'm killing, and everybody's laughing at everything, you know. And then at one point, you know, Rupert realizes like that's my mom, because she's like, everybody's like talking to my mom like during the movie, like, yo, and he's like, that's your son.
Tu hijo está bueno.
Yeah.
Que tu muchacho está haciendo cosas
Que están haciendo
bonitas. Ay, pero mira, tienes que aplaudirle. No,
Yo.
que ese muchacho sabe lo que tiene que hacer.
Right. No problem over here.
Dice la doña, pero en mi casa tiene un cuarto lleno de ropa sucia.
Así es, así
Mira
es.
cómo anda, pero con los calzoncillos cagados. No.
¿Y quién lo lava?
Bro. And the thing is, like, my father to this day still, he says, ¿tú estás haciendo esa porquería todavía?
Oh my God.
I did a video with 50 Cent, right? I played like this nerd in a 50 Cent video. And he calls me, right? Because somebody at his job told him, like, yo, your son is in this thing. He goes, ven acá. ¿Ese eres tú con 50 Cent? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, ¿y cómo tú conseguiste eso? Pop, I only been doing comedy for like 20 years. What's wrong with you? But at the time, I was like, been doing it. He's like, oh, ¿y te pagaron? No, yo lo hice por gratis.
Yo sí, con plátano me
Con
pagaron.
Plátano.
Y ni me frieron cebolla. Eso fue así seco. Because they gringos. They don't know. But yeah, it was dope. And then, I mean, to get back to the story, you know, then after the movie ended, I'm coming back out. You know, I couldn't watch the movie with everybody. And everybody comes back out. And everybody, then they see me and they're like, yo, you know. And Roberto from like across the room was like, you're gonna be. And that did something to me. And I was like, you know what? Let me put the rap on pause for a little bit because this seems to be the avenue, you know. And there was a couple people pursuing me to join their like comedy troops and stuff. And I was like, nah, yo, I work alone. You know, nobody knows my comedy. I got my own shit. I'm gonna be Dominican Richard Pryor. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. But then you know, eventually, you know, again, you know, you then you realize everything is done with a team. You need a team.
Yeah.
Even if it's your name on the front, it's a team.
Of course,
you
can't do it alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is the most revelatory moment,
Right?
Once you find out that in order for your name to be on the motherfucking banner, you need 20 motherfuckers behind
At
it.
least.
At
Holding
minimum,
up that fucking banner. Holding up that banner.
That's with like a printed out banner at home.
Yo,
facts.
and it's like, yo, hold up. So you there, and without the support of the crew,
Right.
how we gonna do this?
Because you could do everything. Like, you could have your name and you could control, like, the creative of the outcome of what it's going to be. But you still need people along the way to help you with the process. There's auteurs that know how to do everything and they'll control everything. But at the end of the day, you're still going to need that outside opinion, you know, not for you to change, but just to know where your perspective should come from.
To enrich it too, I think.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. You just have to be careful. I was having this conversation too. Like, you just have to be careful with people that, like, they see you doing things and they've never done it, but they want to give you advice. That's where you got to sometimes watch, because it's like, okay. And then sometimes people that have been in the business longer than you, and you respect that. But at the same token, I'm like, yo, but you never done this. So for you to give me, I know how to get here from what I've been doing, you know. And it's not even about cocky, it's about the confidence that you have to have in yourself sometimes in order to succeed. Because you have to have conviction in your decisions, in your decisions as an artist. Like, yo, if I'm gonna do it like this, it's gotta be like this. And stick, and people gonna be like, yo, that sucks, blah blah blah. But then at the end, it fails, cool, it's on you. Right? But if it fails and you were following everybody else's shit, with everybody else's advice, that's the worst feeling in the world. It's like, damn, I should have listened to myself. And but guess what? Now everybody thinks that's your project. So there's certain things you have to have conviction in. But
We were talking about that.
That's dope. That's meaningful. That's very meaningful.
We were talking about that earlier about his film, where after they saw the film on Thursday, they were like, yo, if I knew you were this serious, it's going to be this dope, I would have been in it. Like, I would have been right on you. Like,
right.
He goes, yeah, we got more projects coming up, so if you want to invest.
Right. That's it. You know what I'm
There'll be
saying?
more opportunities to be involved.
They want to come calling when the shit is done.
Yeah. When they
Oh,
see
now
how
that it's
easy.
good. Right. Now that it's good, you want to.
It looks easy
Right.
when you show it. But not many people were there at 4 a.m. behind our
Right.
crew.
But now, guess what? When the next one, you have way more leverage. Because you did that first one, Dolo, without that help. Right?
The most
The one that's coming in.
difficult part of anything, I feel, is to make something look like it was easy.
Right.
Because as soon as you finish it, and everybody's like, "Yo, oh man, this is great," blah blah blah. Maybe we could do something more. Yo, in that whole process, when people are asking you, "Oh, so what you doing this weekend?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm filming this movie. Oh, I'm writing the script. I'm doing this." And there's no motherfucking reply.
Right. Right.
Like, oh, you know, because you want, like, yo, oh, you asked me what I'm doing, and I'm gonna tell you, and then and rather than them saying like, damn, man, you know what, can I stop by and help? You know what, let me bring a bottle. We can get the creative juices flowing.
Right.
Like, yo, do something.
Right.
Yo, we're gonna rock. You know what? And rather than me going and get hookah, I'm gonna bring the hookah to your crib, and we're gonna go smoke, and we're gonna chill, and I'm gonna help you write and build, blah blah blah, whatever.
Right.
Yo llevo la juca y la greca.
Y la greca. That's important. That's important.
You need it.
Yeah.
La greca for the non.
El cafecito.
There you go. And so it's like, yo, the worst is the the no reply, and then the I nigga like yo,
like they don't even know. They don't even, because the thing is like when you in these zones, right? You're on a different plane. When you're creating, you're on a different plane, and you should be. You have to have your own bubble, right? Because there's so many outside distractions anyway.
Oh my God,
that it makes it so hard for you to do anything, you know. But once you've built that structure, you know, people aren't gonna get it. You know, certain people are gonna be like, "Yo, why are you sacrificing that to do this?" Like you know. But that's the thing, because they don't have the belief and they don't see the vision. You the only one with the vision. Sometimes it's not for them to see. It's not for them to see till it's done. And then when it's done, they're like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, todo lo que tú puedes hacer.
Yeah, todo lo que tú. How'd you? No, this is what. But how'd you do that? Practice, bitch. Practice. Right? You're so good. You so look. I know, especially with the comedy stuff. I make that shit look. People be coming up to me and be like, "Yo, I got a thing for you, bro." And I'm like, "Okay, write it down and give it to me. You know, make it legit. Make it." Oh, I was like, because that's how we work. Like,
once you put it on paper,
we have a million
real.
premises in the world, but until it's on paper, it's an idea.
So I was saying, like, as comedians, do you guys write your jokes down, or is something that you
absolutely you got to write you forget them. Okay. And then on top of that, like, it's because as a comedian, you're always looking for the joke in a situation, right? And then you'll see a joke, you find something funny, and then you build around it. So you start writing something, and then you just build around it, and then I've built sketches around one joke. Because I wanted to say one joke.
But you built to it.
But I built, like, I'm like, okay, how can I say this joke in a sketch? That would be funny as shit. And then I just work around it. Like, oh, it would have to be
that build up.
You know what I'm saying? I think something stupid, like one that I was telling was like, we had this one fake commercial, Shampoozy.
Let me show it. Let me show it.
But the thing is, it's just because it just sounded funny, Shampoozy.
Nothing with ShamWow, right?
Nothing.
No, okay.
Shampoozy. And then it was like, all right, and we built this
Shampoo
whole
for pussy.
Not even.
It's just called Shampoozy.
That's it. Wait, but we let the people, exactly. You see how you went there right away?
I was like, oh, yes, okay.
And it was a simple commercial. There's a guy in the shower with an afro, mamalo. You know, he's like, hey, you know, I use Shampoozy every day. And then every time he was saying pussy, it just sounded stupid. And that's the sketch. I don't know what you know.
Coño, I went so far left with that shit.
Right. That's the whole point. But that's the idea.
But because you said let me so I was like, oh.
No, but that's the idea, right? Because as a comedian, you want that duality. I want you to go that far. So then I can say, oh, that wasn't me.
But it's great. But that's great because you can go different ways with that. So you go, yo, so how you took a shower? You good? Yeah, man, me puse un chile en Shampoozy y está más bueno que el diablo.
Diablo, tú hueles a Shampoozy. You see what I'm saying? And then it's like, yo, you read it shampoo with an SY, Shampoozy. That's it.
And how does Shampoozy smell? They go,
y everybody dice un sonido de un gatico, de que miau. You know what's worse? You know what's the worst? You know what's the worst? When I had a bar like that, right? Where I said, yo, like I'm saying something like, yo, con los panties smelling like meow, right? And he goes, and the guy goes, yo, that's so, because I was talking about piss, and he's like, yo, that's so smart because you like cat, you say cat meow. Yeah. And I'm like, no, that's not what I was talking about. But that's the power of words.
That's the power of words. I mean, you can go so many different ways.
Like again, I tell the same thing. You asked me what the name of the podcast. I said, yo, Men on Pause podcast. Just me telling you the name, you started laughing.
Right away. I cracked up.
Away. Wait, Men on Pause? Yeah, oh, shit. Well, now your mind is running. You don't even know what it's about, but you can te imagina. Right.
You got to start listening.
I don't listen. I don't listen.
No, I've listened to 1 or 2 episodes because the thing is that before coming into this space, period,
you don't want to be influenced.
I just like,
respect that.
Yo, I just want to be like, all right, cool. It's just a clean slate, and it is what it is. So when we started this, and in its original form factor, it was just like, yo, I just want to have a just conversation and saying words, and it was during the beginning 2018 is the Trump era, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, if this motherfucker can become a president by just saying mad words.
Right. That shit don't matter.
Like
yeah.
nothing
You can do
matters.
anything.
So I'm like, oh, everything in this world is just words. Nobody cares. And then that's when I was like, you know what? What about if I started my own podcast and I just called it that?
Yeah.
However, the thing is that there is a systemic mindset of how we are presented as people from the Caribbean,
Right.
as people from Dominican Republic,
Facts.
from Washington Heights. Like you start going more micro, like who we are.
Right.
You turn on the news. There's a stabbing in the Washington Heights area in Harlem or whatever. Like, all right, cool, bang, so we're stabbers.
Right.
There's a shooter in Dykeman. Oh, okay, cool, we're shooters. There's a drug dealer. There's this, and then like, coño, pero. And the idea was like, nah, man, I know way too many eloquent motherfuckers that I can build
The
with.
culture's deep, bro. The culture's deep.
And people that we can build with
Yeah.
and showcase and shed a different point of view and a different light.
Yeah.
And when you start thinking about all the people you know and all the things that they're doing, we've been systemically also been told that, yo, just because I'm doing it, I shouldn't do it.
Right.
Or because he's doing it, that's it, it can't be done.
Correct.
Or if we're doing it, then there's too many people at the table and we're not gonna be able to do it together, so we gotta tear each other down. And you're like, fuck, man. So you see all these things, and it's like, nah, we could build each other the fuck up.
Absolutely.
And when you try to have those conversations, it's like, oh, you realize that there's fewer and fewer
Absolutely.
people that are ready to have that,
Absolutely.
willing and ready to have those
Yeah.
conversations.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, before we started this podcast, I was begging people to be my co-host, to be my, like, yo,
Sure.
please come through. Like, yo, I want to do this. And because when I started this shit, I started it with my cousin and my ex.
Okay.
And it's like, all right, cool. My ex is my ex, and my cousin is that nigga's a doctor, so he's too busy, right? So I was like, yo, I gotta have an insight, because I wanted him to be the dude to offer doctor shit for free on the podcast. I was like, yo, give all the insight.
That's dope.
And once he said no, and obviously I'm not gonna ask, so I was like, yo, what can we do? So I'm begging my friends. I'm like, yo, I beg my girl.
I was legit the last dude he asked.
No.
Begging, you didn't beg.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
it was pretty. It was an easy yes from this one.
I was like, hey.
He saw my name. He goes, no hay de otro.
Ay, ¿qué?
Estamos aquí. Imagínate ya.
That sounds fun. Sure, why not?
You know why? Him and we didn't connect sooner? Because I had pitched to him his own show.
Right.
I was like, yo, you going out there and eating, fine dining, drinking, and all this. Why the fuck are we not making you the next Anthony Bourdain?
Right.
And why don't we make that show? Why we bring in that flair, and as soon as you eat that shit, yo, you talk so eloquent and everything.
Right.
But as soon as that food hits your mouth, you go, Diablo, está bueno.
Yeah, just lose it,
And
right?
just lose it. Why don't we make you your own show?
Yeah.
And I had pitched them that idea in July. Oh,
Summer. Over margaritas.
I was like, yo,
Right.
we should be doing this.
Right.
At the time, I knew my business, I was going to lose it. I was going to go on a decline.
Sure.
And I was like, yo, I got to do something else.
I gotta think of something. Right.
And dude said, nah, let me think about it. It wasn't until February of this year that the man said, yo, you know what? We're going to do it. So it took.
That's not true.
That's not true?
No, I didn't say I'll think about it. So let's do it. But it materialized now.
No.
So-
But not in the beginning. You were like, yo, let me see.
That's no.
No, coño, but you hear these
Yo, Victoria.
motherfuckers?
Okay, details.
Listen, one of the side effects of dehydration
Oh,
is memory loss. This nigga got them chapped lips all the time. I'm telling him it's because of dehydration.
So, what was the flipping point for you to buy in and say, like, you know what?
No, we
Yes.
in my recollection, we were at Gritos and we were talking about it, and he mentioned it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "You really think I could do this?" And
Right.
he goes, "Yeah," and I was like, "Okay, when you're ready, let's go." I said, "I'm down." We were thinking about a Europe trip. That was our first ambitious thing.
Sure.
Europe. I said, "Let's go. Let's do this." I never said no. I just said
No, you didn't. My bad. Allow me to restate. You didn't say no. You just didn't reply. You,
He was thinking about it. He was thinking
we were
about it.
right across from each
you
other.
were like, bueno, dame pensarlo y dame ver lo que yo voy a hacer.
Well, I mean, I think again, you know, everything starts when at its due time.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah,
and
everyone's gotta be in the right
then
spot.
obviously he decided to kick off Just Words, Nobody Cares again.
Right.
And he said this is a perfect platform, like I was saying,
Yeah,
it was
man.
a trampoline to something else.
Speak in front of a mic, get in front of a camera. Let me get you ready.
And
Yeah.
consistency too of doing it.
And then as soon as we started doing the podcast, I mean, I'm getting feedback from people who say, yo, you sound so sexy. You
Yeah.
sound amazing.
The voice,
Bro.
I was like, yo,
It's like
we gotta do
these
this
DMs
food
are
shit
good.
right now.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Vamos a darnos una altura a comer.
Bro,
Cojan el tostones y lo meten en el ajito. Despacio. You should do it with like a Spanish accent because they do everything sounds like from Spain.
For Spain.
Coge las cebollas. Y un quesito frito.
Yo, buddy, and that's the thing, though. So it's like, yo, how am I gonna make a whole show with you if you don't even know how to speak into a mic? It's like, does my voice sound good?
Because somebody told him it sounded sexy. Now he's like,
Yo.
yo, did my voice sound? Yeah,
As soon as his DMs flooded, he was like,
let's do it.
let's do it.
Yo, for real. As soon as everybody started hitting me up, they're like, yo, you sound so sexy.
Damn.
We love she's like,
That's good.
You sound like really sensual. And I'm like, yo, man,
I'm
Ron,
in. Let's go.
He's warming up in the BMW
It's like,
on the way over here.
Wow.
It's like, vamos a comer guineíto esta noche.
He got tea and shit. He got his tea. He gotta get his tea. Yeah, porque
Yeah.
yo estamos.
I need some honey with
yeah,
lemon.
some honey with lemon.
Yeah, it's
Coming in here drinking ginger.
you know, but for me to go and reflect back to when you and Mike decided to do the project,
Yeah.
because it was another dude. I don't remember that man's name, but there was another dude too that was part of the team, and just that beginning process. Because I remember even one of the women actresses. I seen her like on VH1 and all that. Dude.
Oh yeah, Michelle Buteau. She's
Yo,
huge.
She's rocking.
She's huge. She does movies. She's got a show on HBO. She's humongous. And this is somebody that we were talking about in between, like, you know, we were talking about
And
our
when
dreams
she was
in between.
casted,
Yeah.
she wasn't casted as the fly girl. or
No, she was
anything.
casted as the annoying friend that was in love with the main guy.
And you're like, and
Yeah.
and so to see her fucking rock
Right.
is so inspirational.
She's an amazing stand-up comedian. She's got 10 or 11 shows on VH1. She's doing HBO, like, and she's in movies. So I mean, you see, again, those are the things. I was telling this to somebody, right? I've been in the business long enough that, like, my friends are on TV, right? I know a lot of people have been on TV, the movies and everything. And I'm not saying that to be like, yeah, you know, those are my friends. What I'm saying is, because I saw you looking at me, look, este está como, what, you go name drop? No. What I'm saying
Yo
is,
conozco esos tigres
Sí.
en la televisión.
but that lets me know how close I've been to the industry. That if I just put a little, because I don't audition, bro. I don't do none of that shit. Because
So
I'm a creative.
They call me.
Right? You got something for me? I go, yeah. I've known of people that, yeah, here, because they know how I move. Because when you come into the industry, especially and when I get, now Afro Latinos know. Back then, we were just black that spoke Spanish.
Yep.
If anything, they didn't even know that.
Yep.
So,
Like, where you from, nigga?
right, seriously,
From Harlem?
where you from? And then you talk Spanish, and they're like, "Oh shit!" You should. When I went to LA, I was in the studio real quick. I'm in the fucking studio thing, and all the caterers are Mexican, right? And I just pull up, and I'm like, "Oh, órale, güey, what's up?" And then you're like, "Oh, cómo está, caballero?" And he's like, "El moreno habla español." They didn't know what to do, bro. And then after that, they all loved me. They were like, "Yo," and I'm like, "Yo, soy dominicano, bro. What's up?"
Es que nos conocemos los dominicanos en México.
Pero allá y menos en Los Ángeles.
Sí, no, pues pone un
We
mexicano
had a
allá.
Dominican summit when I was there. There was 5 of us. The 5 biggest Sasha Mercy, me, like just the 5 comedians that we know. Y nos juntamos allá. Like, oh, hey, we're in LA. We gotta get
literally.
together. Yeah. So,
Yo, when I was out in Mexico, it was so weird because they're like, you kind of look like us,
right.
but
You don't talk like us.
you don't talk like us at
They were
all.
so confused.
Oh my God.
And he asked me, like, so you literally didn't know any Dominicans before you met me? It's like, nope,
No.
you're the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of producers will come up to me and they're like, you're exotic. You're exotic.
Oh my god!
And I'd be like,
They tell you that?
yeah.
They still
said that
use
to me,
exotic?
like they saw me, like, because they didn't know if I was like Jamaican or black or Guyanese or Arab or Hindu. Like, I could play all of that. Yeah, so they're just like, what are you? You fascinated? And like,
where are you from? I'm from New York. No, where are you from?
Yeah, but I had to do the black man shit, right? I had to walk around with a smile because I'm not a threatening one. Hello. You can be safe around me. I'm one of the safe ones.
I'm one of the safe
If you're too
ones.
serious,
Oh my
they be threatening.
You can't just
that
be
face
in the
right
corner
there,
and just
that face
be.
right there shows
See that
petrifying.
shit?
That
And
shit
then,
is scary.
and then, you know, I
With
stay
a
with the
hoodie
fitteds.
and a fitted? What the fuck are you doing?
In LA. And here's the other thing. I never realized. Listen,
If you put a do-rag, it's a wrap.
Ooh.
You put a do-rag.
Security.
I'm not going to say I did it.
Tell us, what was the experience?
And let me tell you something. Us people from New York, we're obnoxious.
Oh, absolutely.
From New York. Because then I realized, like, every day, I didn't realize this until somebody pointed out to me. Somebody was like, yo, you wear some shit that says New York every day. If it's not your hat, it's your shirt. And I'm like, really? Well, yeah, that's where I'm from. Fuck it, you know? But then in LA, you really stand out. You're like, bro, you're not from here, right?
No,
like,
shit.
no, I'm not.
I don't want to be either.
Who the fuck wants to be from here? Like, nah.
Y'all should close at 10 and y'all gotta drive everywhere.
And there's
Y'all
no
got
water.
subway.
There's no water out
Right.
there too. Yeah.
Who the fuck closes business at 10 p.m.?
Yeah, homeless people ain't crazy enough. I don't feel threatened by the homeless people.
In downtown LA, the motherfuckers do be getting.
Yeah, that's
but,
true.
Yeah, but they ain't got nothing on our subway crazy.
No,
That's
that's
true.
different.
Come on
That's
now.
true
It's
too.
there,
Yeah.
there is. Oh, I'm gonna make you think I'm crazy, and then there is. Oh no, I am crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fucking threaten you.
Oh yeah,
And you're like, ooh.
Yeah. Don't make eye contact.
Let's
Like,
step
do
out
not-
of this
yeah.
car right now.
Yo,
Do
bro,
not make eye contact
I'm at a
with me.
point
If
in
you
my
make eye
life
contact with me,
where
It's done.
yeah.
I see, where we came from, I flew from somewhere, and I unfortunately took the train back home, and dude started throwing trash all over me, right? And like not like on me, but like all over, like around me. He goes, "I used to be like you."
Oh no!
and so everybody's like, like they're moving away, and it's like another Dominican group. And I know they're Dominican because when they said "Cállate, mamacuevo," and I was just like, "Bueno," and they're like, and the guy was like, "Fuck you," and all that shit. Your next stop was like 96. And I was just like, bueno, so back in the day, you can just go in a different cart. I was like, nah, I think I'm just gonna wait for the next train.
The next train, that's it. Just a whole different train.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't want to be in that
I don't want to be in the same ride.
A less different kind of crazy.
No, yeah.
Not much show crazy.
I go to the next cart, motherfuckers gonna follow me. I don't know what's gonna happen.
right.
Let me just get out and
You was
avoid.
running away from me?
No.
Yeah.
But New Yorkers are so stubborn because they be like, nah, I'm gonna stay here. This is my seat.
Oh yeah.
The dude whip his dick out and piss there, and everybody be like, bueno, just move your leg.
Right. I ain't even gonna lie. I found this seat the other day on the train. My man came in drunk and he was like stumbling, like he about to fall on me and shit. And I'm like, yo. Like, but I'm not getting up. I'm pushing him with my hand. I'm like, yo, bro, watch out. I'm sitting here.
Yeah. Respect the fact
that I'm sitting here.
Respect the fact that I found this.
Right. And you're drooling and shit. And I don't know you don't know where you standing, but I do.
But you know it's wild.
Rather than us giving him the seat so the nigga don't fall.
Right.
We're like, no.
Keep it moving.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
I got a nice corner spot.
You know the city is different now. When back in the days, like we're talking about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when the big worry was, damn, when you get that thick chick and they're trying to get that one spot, it's like this. Right. and you're like, damn, like she's
you don't want that little seat.
And you see her open that door, come through. I'm like,
you're like, damn,
please,
don't sit next to me.
Please, come.
Because you're going to get a whole side of ass and hip.
And then she sees that one daylight. She sees that daylight.
And here's the thing. She does like this to her purse. Like, she's going to make it smaller. She look at you. She goes, can I sit here? And you're like, where?
On my lap.
It's like, all right.
That was a big worry back then.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I walked in the other day into a train station. There was a lady taking a dump.
Oh
Goddamn,
my God.
you gotta work on that delivery, bro.
Like, straight up, I walked in. She was swatted. She winked at me. She
She winked at
one.
you. You know that? Not for nothing. That's courageous. You look at.
You stared.
Because
You
I
looked
think
into the eyes.
You saw her in a position that was
saw her.
compromising.
I sat down. I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah.
I just went. I said,
and she looked at you and she let it go. Let me tell you something. When I'm feeling rebellious, I'll look at people dead in the eye and I fart. On strangers, I just be like, and I just walk away because I ain't never gonna see these people again. Hopefully. But yeah, that's correct, and that's me being crazy.
And then you walk into a meeting and the motherfucker's right there.
He's the boss. Oh, fuiste tú que te cagaste en el tren. That was you. I mean, but it depends. Maybe she was hitting on you too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
She winked at
Yeah, she was like, "Hey, look what I got."
Yeah.
She wasn't. Look at this one.
Look what I can do.
So when you go to LA and then motherfuckers is like, oh, pero tú eres de Nueva York.
Yeah.
Like, you speak Spanish. Like,
Yeah.
not only do I speak Spanish, I withstand the things that happen in New York City.
New York
train
City.
station.
New York is different, man.
Yeah.
We're made different out here.
Yeah.
But speaking of different now, in different times, as a comedian,
Yeah.
how difficult is it for you to deliver your jokes without offending someone, or
Oh, shit.
Especially
Great
cancel
question.
Oh,
Sure.
like cancel culture shit, like the
something like that?
Okay, first-
Are we affected by that?
Well, I can't be a comedian, truthfully,
We can't
because
be
I
affected
don't
by
give a
that.
fuck.
What's
Okay.
the immunity?
Like we argue about this all
We're
the time.
already canceled from life.
Yeah.
Like we argue about this all the time. Like I'm careless. I don't give a. I say shit how it is.
Sure.
Like I say females. She's like, no females. It's
women.
You don't say that. It's
Right.
woman. I'm
Right.
Well, because
I know that.
Yeah,
But-
you
yeah, yeah.
see, he knows that.
Yeah, I like to be called a woman, not a
Yeah.
female.
I have 7 sisters. They don't give a fuck.
Right.
So I
I
I mean,
just say
that's
it's how it
their
is.
choice.
But
Es que son
Yeah.
dominicanas.
Ah, so like,
pero no soy de varón.
no. That's a different, right?
I took a vow.
Except go to the Bronx to Carlos Pharmacy. That's one of our sponsors from our event.
All right,
he's in the
Carlos.
Bronx. Carlos Pharmacy.
He was
Go
our
visit.
biggest sponsor for the
Okay.
event.
Shout out to Carlos.
Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you, Carlos.
So, how do you deliver your jokes without offending someone or
Okay. That's a great question.
making someone feel a certain type of way?
That's a great question.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful question.
I will tell you this much. First of all, no comedian's gotten canceled for anything he said.
My bad. There we go.
Nobody.
Well, Chris Rock did.
Well, no, he's not canceled.
Well, he didn't count. We got to
He
smack the
He
shit
got
out.
slapped, but that wasn't right either. Like now, Will Smith is canceled for it, right? Okay. And let's be real about it. It wasn't about the joke.
Facts.
It wasn't about the joke. So we
Right.
could stop saying that the joke was offensive or whatever. It
It
wasn't about the
Right.
joke.
It wasn't.
Because even if the joke was offensive, there was more offensive jokes said by other people towards Jada that night. You know, the whole Regina Hall said a whole thing about their whole about their polygamous marriage, that the rumors or whatever.
Did you
And she
watch
was like,
the entire Oscar?
I didn't watch that shit. Who watches that shit?
I don't watch that shit. Who
Nobody
watches
watches
that?
that shit.
Nobody watches that shit.
Nobody gives a fuck about
Oh,
that.
other
But-
people who have
but it's
entire
one of-
viewing parties.
Let's not get conspiracy theorists.
Right.
Don't
UFOs.
hit that.
But I'll tell you this much. So I will start with that. No comedian's gotten canceled for anything he said. They've gotten canceled for their behavior. Louis C.K.'s
Louis C.K. jerking
behavior.
off
Yes.
in front of people.
So
Yeah,
these
yeah.
comedians for their behavior, and even then, he's not canceled. He just won an Emmy
Yeah.
he would just won a Grammy for his album that he released where nobody knows because he's not mainstream yet. But he has a whole routine that he's going around doing. So he's still making a living.
White motherfuckers always still make a living.
And
always.
I mean, look again. Will Smith has more than enough money to get canceled right now. He's gonna be fine, and he's not gonna. It's not.
Right.
That time will pass, and time will tell with all of that. Because
Exactly.
there's always a large outrage when it first happens, and I get it because you have to set an example right away. Like everything we preach to everybody, you don't. Like, especially with words. If it's somebody insults you with words, you insult with words. There's no reason for hands. You shouldn't be the first one putting hands.
But I mean,
I know how it is, but Will Smith ain't that nigga neither. Let's be real. All right. First of all, and we know in this room, you wanted to be real about that shit. Nobody would have seen it.
yeah.
You would have heard the smack backstage, but you wouldn't have seen it. Because that's another thing. We don't fuck up that bag. We don't fuck up that bag for you or your family. Okay? That's what men do.
Yeah.
You stand up for your women, but we gonna do it on. I don't need to be a fool. You know.
I'm gonna fucking wrangle you up right behind the scene.
Right,
As
yo,
soon as
you
you come off the stage, te voy a dar un estrujón.
If it's that right, if it's that serious, you
Yeah.
understand? And these are also two dudes that know each other. They're in the business for 20 years. That could have been handled differently. Now, as far as the jokes go,
I mean, if I was Will Smith and they do that to me, that it's my wife, I'm like, coño loca, you should have put your weave on today.
Right.
Oh my god.
Listen, I could go to me anyway. I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah. So no.
Come on, offend somebody.
No.
Let's go.
Don't tell me. I don't need to be pushed. Trust me. No. But no. But when it comes to being able to write jokes, and I think it's all about intention. At the end of the day, it's all about intention.
And there was no malice with Chris Rock.
And you can say, like, there's certain comedians have built a rapport with the audience where they're gonna say racy things, but because of the audience knows they're in the intention of the joke, that is to be funny, that is not to offend, it's different, you know. Now, is there things that people are getting a lot more offended by? Yes, you have to kind of gauge a little bit. Like, you don't ever as a comedian want to punch down. That's where you get in trouble. Even and up, you're good. You know, you punch up, you punch even, you're good. But when you're going down to people that are less fortunate than you, that's when you start to lose it, right? And also, you need to remember now, like, things have changed as far as when it comes to the gender stuff. Like, even how you talk about women, the jokes that you can make about women, or you know, we was having this conversation the other day. In the 80s and 90s, we were taught to stalk women and interrupt their life. And that was to get romantic, right? I'm a pop a tire so a car gets down, and I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna fix a car and all this. Like, we were taught that, and now you get arrested.
You're a psycho.
You will get arrested, right?
Motherfucker said I'll pop a tire.
Right,
So
no.
while she's driving, I could be the one to save her.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love
Or you come out and I was like, oh, I can't get home. Oh, you need a ride? You know, that's stupid shit. But I'm not saying I did that. Let's scratch that off the record right away. But no, but what I'm saying, a friend told me they did that. No, but like, again, it's all about intention, right? So if you're a good comedian, if you know how to make something funny, if you are funny, there's not gonna be anything that restricts you if your intention is getting into joke is funny. You know, in our sketch group, we used to have this thing where we did like.
And what sketch group was that?
Room 28. So
there you go.
Again, these are all things that I started because when I would step into the field, there was nobody like me there. And when they saw somebody like me, you can be the funny drug dealer. You're gonna be the funny drug dealer. Like, I'm still getting stereotypes. Right.
Drug dealer, barber man.
Right.
And what else do we do?
And I wanted to play doctors and lawyers and teachers that sold drugs on the side.
The poet.
Not that did that.
But now you can be a funny drug dealer.
Right. There you go.
Coño, por verdad.
Well, they had that in Friday. That's what Chris Rock was.
Right.
What's his name? Chris Tucker played.
Chris Tucker.
But my thing is like, you know, especially in sketch comedy, like, you will, like, they didn't see people like me. Like, there's no comedy for us, and especially being Latinos, there's a whole other culture of comedy that they you know, and again,
all we know is telenovelas.
Right, and you right,
smack a bitch. We're like, oh.
But you said, it's funny you say that, right? Because when we came out, we were talking about restricting yourselves as far as like with labels and where you're from, right? We called ourselves Room 28, not like, Los Funnies or anything that put us in a Latino thing. Because I didn't want the Latino thing to be the first, because that's gonna come. Mm-hmm. They're gonna claim you.
You're gonna see it.
No, they claim you right away.
Yeah. Right.
We didn't do no shows. We didn't do no shows in Spanish, but Univision and Telemundo were one of the first people to like do it, give us interviews.
That's beautiful.
You understand what I'm saying? But they claim you right away, so you don't need to push that, because as soon as you turn on or you see the show,
they see you.
They see us, and it's gonna be in the jokes. It's part of our culture, so you don't need to shove that. I'd rather you come in because you want to be. So when you say, "Hey, this is a Latino thing," right off the bat, people that aren't Latino are gonna be like,
"You're canceling everybody."
Yo, do they have any Dominican novelas?
No.
That's crazy. I just thought about that. You just mentioned.
They just have family. That's enough. That's enough.
That's the novela there.
Right, and then like two families, 3 families. That's novela.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And
Learning about Dominican culture.
We need to
It's a
have that
novela.
Dominican novela called Amor Campesino. Yo, un amor en el campo allá.
2 mujeres, un mangú.
Un mangú. Oye, y uno sentado en la marquesina con Brugal.
Un plátano, 4 ruedas.
4 horas. Bro, that should be a hit.
Come on, man.
That
I
shit
mean, but
was-
you see, there's so many other things that you could joke about without it having to be about other people, you know. And like I said, when I was doing I forgot to say.
So how did the name Room 28
Room
come?
28, so it's Casa 28 is like folklore, you know, La Casa 28 is the loony bin in DR.
The Looney Bins. El 28.
Oh wait, what do you mean by that? Like it's an
It's in the
actual
28th
physical
meridian,
place?
yes. And it was on the 28th meridian, and they would call
It's
it La
like,
Casa 28.
it's like when they say, hey, you come from Bellevue.
Right.
They knew that you were
Oh
like...
yeah,
DR.
okay.
What's
So
the other shit that we used here in the States? When you go crazy, there's another code. that-
Manicomio.
No, I don't remember. But there's
The
a
Looney
number.
Bin?
No,
Or
no,
no?
there's a
no,
number.
there's a number. Like I think it's something. I think it might be 8, crazy 8 or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's some shit like that. Like there's a number that they use. Like when
Right.
they code, yo, this person, this who you got to deal with.
In DR.
But I didn't know that's what Room 28.
Yeah, so Room 28, because then it was like, all right, but we in New York, so it had to be apartment 28, but that's too long.
Apartment.
So it was like Room 28, and then when we started, like, people be like, yo, what's that? Room 28. That's it. That's all I need. The people ask, yo, what is that? Okay, yeah. Boom,
Dope.
we got it. You know?
Dopeness.
And we did shit about. I had this whole bit about how Jesus is like us, right? Like they had this whole thing like Jesus is like us, right? So then I made so then Jesus. So I put Jesus in like funny scenarios, like Jesus is a wrestler, Jesus as a weed dealer. Jesus as a mafioso. That one was really good because they're interrogating
wrestler
Judas.
is
And he's
like
like, you know who
a
my father is?
luchador? Or
No, wrestling, like
wrestler,
WWF.
like
So,
WWF?
Yeah, so my man JW Cortez played The Rock because he used to do this rock impression. But it was like Jesus. He's like, do you smell what God is cooking? That's stupid. And you know the whole storyline was that Judas betrays him, and he comes back from the dead, and the whole crowd goes wild because they thought he was so stupid
That
shit.
sounds
But anyway,
amazing.
yeah. And so I'm doing all these like stupid like Jesus puns and all the mafioso one was the best, but it was also the most dangerous because it was like Judas is getting interrogated by Jesus and the Italian goons. You know, he's like, you know who my father is? You know, that type of shit. But he's cursing left and right. He's like, yo, you know who my fucking father is? You know, that type of shit, right? And when we were rehearsing it, it's funny, but I'm like, yo, this is...
It's real shit.
Yeah,
You're teetering the line.
We're teetering the line. So then right before we go on the show, Mike goes, yo, this church group bought 20 tickets.
Oh,
No, because they thought it was a real Jesus thing.
Well, no, they just came to enjoy the show.
Oh,
They
okay.
didn't. They had no idea that we were going to do the Jesus thing. Nobody
Oh,
knows
got
the
it,
sketches
got
that
it,
we're
got
going to
it.
do before we do them. So they're just sitting there, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I look, and they're sitting there with their button-up shirts.
Oh, and was it like Dominican church people?
Dominican church people.
Oh my
Wait, was this a live
God.
show that you were doing?
Yes,
like a
live
theater
show.
stage.
Theater
Oh, that's
stage.
awesome.
Yeah, so that's what we
Wow.
would do too. Like
Okay.
that was our specialty. We would do 3-4 live shows a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I'm
but
a
we
costume
filmed
designer
stuff.
for theater, so yeah. So I
That's
love
dope.
the live stuff.
So, and we were doing full-on production. So, usual sketch shows, black box or whatever, they'll do a sketch.
yeah.
You get 2 minutes, let them get dressed. With us, it was like, you get a sketch, and in those 2 minutes that we're getting dressed, you're getting another sketch that's taped. So it was 2 hours packed of comedy and entertainment.
It's awesome.
So we do the sketch. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, we going with that. We do the sketch. And then afterwards, you know, you greet the audience, you're saying, hi, thank you for coming. And the guy comes up to me from the church, like 3 of them step up. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. I was like, hey, hi. Well, thank you for coming.
You didn't speak to me in Spanish.
I'm
That's when
looking
you were
down.
like,
I'm looking down. Thank you for coming.
Lovely having you here.
Yeah, they were like, that was amazing. It was one of the funniest things we've ever seen because of the intent behind it. Our intent at the end of the day was, we were humanizing Jesus. It may not have been the way the church did it, but the message was there. We were just saying, like, you know, and it's not even like a religious thing, but playing off of that idea, you know. Not disrespecting the idea of Jesus, but more like, hey, if this is the teaching, this is our interpretation of it. Being silly, you know.
I always think it's very interesting when we have conversation about religious historical figures, because when I share with people, I'm like, yo, man, my brother Jesus was 33 years old. He spent most of his time talking to hookers.
Right. Right.
And he spent a lot of his time like it's like
in
there.
the Bible,
It's there. Like I'm breaking
if
that
we're taking the Bible for its word.
for its word. And I'm like,
It's true though.
And
He's a socialist that liked hookers.
like,
That talk to hookers.
and just chill.
Enjoyed
And
their company.
He enjoyed wine.
Yep.
Yeah.
He enjoyed
He's a pimp.
fish.
He was a charmer.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He
the
loved talking
motherfucker's
to
right.
people.
To me, he sounds like a modern day Spanish European hippie.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the long hair and the going, the chilling, the making the couple of trinkets.
Yeah.
Nigga made a thing. Motherfucker made the cross.
He was the first rock star, right? Because his cloth got sold. The one he sweated on. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah, and you should. No, pero que Jesucristo es Dios. No.
He was the first Michael Jackson.
And it's just like, yo, what the fuck
Yeah.
are we talking about?
He's the best cult leader
Yeah.
Yo.
in
Absolutely.
humanity.
Absolutely.
At
Hands
33,
down.
Yeah.
he was David Blaine. The nigga died and came back to life.
So I went to Catholic school all the way through high school. I went to Jesuit high school and everything, right? So it was all Catholic. And I mean, when I was, I don't remember what grade it was, but I got in trouble because when you hit people with logic, they're like, huh? So then they were like, oh, we're supposed to be like Jesus. You have to be like Jesus. You have to, the goal of the Christian is to lead his life as close to Jesus as possible. That he set the example. He set the blueprint of how to be a Christian.
Oh, yeah,
and then I was like, all right, cool. So then why aren't we all Jews? He was a Jew.
It's true. Yeah. It's a fact. So what was the response?
Yo, I got in
You
trouble.
got suspended. You questioning logic, bro.
They're like, whenever I make the teacher do that, I'm done.
Vete pa' allá.
Vete pa' allá. I'm in trouble. That's it.
And I'm like, God, man, like chilling with hookers and people in the streets. I don't mind that.
So again, it's the intent, because my intent was to disrupt class.
Nah,
Yeah. That was my intent.
yeah, all right, so fine, fuck it. We hit it. Damn, that hour went by
That's
fast.
an hour already?
It's an hour already,
an
bro.
hour.
I'm like this. I'm like,
Yeah, no, I seen you been
Oh,
tapping your
wow.
fucking wrist mad times.
That was fast.
We hit that hour quick. Fuck.
Wow, that's great.
It's
that means it was
been
good.
a great
It was
conversation,
Great
yeah.
conversation.
I
Señor, perdóname.
I didn't know we were gonna go in this trajectory or this
Right.
direction.
Right.
But this has been beautiful.
Yeah, man.
In all of this, it's been phenomenal to see. You've been on national television. You have your projects. You're doing your thing. In literally this same apartment when we used to get together in what was my bedroom at the time, and it's still my bedroom.
Yeah.
And we were there trying to make music. Is it too much for me to ask for you to spit one of the lyrics you used to?
Oh my God.
Now that you got the book in front of you.
Oh, shit. All right. Hold on, hold on.
The dude would drop. He would drop some serious fire.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I gotta find the actual songs, but I just want two lines. I mean, damn, man, you had really nice handwriting. I don't know if you still
Very
do.
neat.
It's very neat handwriting.
Well, these were the finished verses. And once they were done, they would go in this notebook. Because you remember there was the notepad
There's a notepad.
that I would just like boom, 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 boom. That I would write that. We would sit in the hallway of his building. I'm smoking weed and shit. He's just watching me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to be a bad influence on the little kid, but I need to do this to get into my zone.
Yeah. Yo, literally.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just one.
Just one. Oh,
Just one.
Shit.
Nah,
Okay.
just a couple of lines.
Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. We're here. We're up in Heights. I got something here. All right. Okay, this was after the flight 587. You remember that?
Oh shit, the Dominican flight.
The one JFK?
Yeah. So he goes, Our Father thou art in heaven, if you watching over us, what happened September 11th, and to flight 587 heading into Santo Domingo, tell all my people I still feel their presence.
That's what's up.
Diablo, bro. And, yeah, and the flow.
That's still
and
a
the
bar.
cadence.
That's still a bar.
That's still a bar.
That's still a bar.
That's still a bar.
But if you hear me spitting now, it's many years of practice, and like it's all like it's I'm doing more in Spanish now too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm spitting Spanish, bro.
We gotta talk.
Yeah. So
towards the end of the show, I like to do what we call last round of words or last call for words. Start with Los, H, and then you. Los, last call for words.
My last call is simple, man. Laugh more. It's a good medicine.
yes, sir.
Some good laughter is just a good thing for the heart, for the soul. These last couple of days, from Thursday to today, it's just been happiness, laughter, and fuck, I feel good. It just feels real good.
Yeah.
And having you here today, Jerry, is a cap off. Right?
Thank you, brother. That's humbling. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Last words.
Lady H.
I feel the same way, and it's really a pleasure meeting you, and it's an honor to
Likewise.
listen to your stories, and I want to hear more. Like, it's only been an hour. Like, I feel like we need to get you in
I
for
didn't
another
even get
session.
into nothing, right?
Yeah.
Yo, bro.
Feels
Yeah.
like it, right?
I feel like you just gave an intro to your name.
Literally.
Because my name is Jerry Diaz.
That sounds like I have to come back.
One hour went by.
Yeah, that sounds like I have to come back then.
I
Yeah.
think you should.
Absolutely.
I think you should. If you feel
Absolutely. If the invite's there, you know I'm coming through. You know I'm coming through, especially for you guys.
please, what would be your last call for words?
My last call. All right, so I'm gonna say I'm also like I've been feeling good. There's been like there's a good vibe happening in the world. You know, as far as like I mean, there's people going through some shit right now. Yes, fine, but just I want to say two things. You know, hang in there. Everything passes. Mm-hmm. The good and the bad. Just try to stay as even keel as possible. Mm-hmm. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Just know that everything passes, and if you stay the same, everything will kind of stay balanced for you too. And two, go out there and find your purpose. What's your purpose in life? When you start asking those, right? You start asking those questions, you know, it took me having a daughter to kind of like start looking at the world in a different perspective. But you have to realize like what are you doing with your time here on earth? And people ask those philosophical questions all the time, but really, what's your purpose? And sometimes it's not a thing that's grandiose, but it may be taking care of somebody. It may be providing laughter to the world. It may be providing people with information, educating people, entertaining people, whatever it is. Find your purpose and run with it. That's it.
Every time I have an opportunity to talk to people I've known for so long and have something beyond surface level conversations, we always say, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" Nobody ever replies, "How you doing? How you doing?" And it's always, "How you doing? How you doing?" The most phenomenal part of what this project has been to actually get to know my friends even more. And that in itself is like one tremendous aspect because, wow, my people are phenomenal. Everybody's doing great. We can focus on all the negatives in the world that are happening.
That's easy.
That's very easy. You know why? Because we don't have to focus. They're literally publicized and thrown in front of our faces every second. You shared Carlos, you shared something with me earlier today. You're like, "Yo, you got to put blinders." I was like, no. Take the blinders off because the blinders only allows you to see forward. And what's in front of us is very, very bad.
Makes you focus too much.
It makes
right.
I want us to see more.
Yes.
Take off the blinders.
Agreed.
Let's go against the teachings and the laws that we've been told. I've been trying to learn more about us, our history. Like, I looked into the Dominican natives, and they're called the Arawaks or Arawak. we're all fucking extinct. We're nobody. Like, yo, they say they'll publicize it and advertise it and say, oh, 70% of Dominicans are mixed. It's beautiful culture. Nah, man, there's a whole nother side to that.
Yeah.
We need to learn to appreciate us.
Yes.
And our people. And I truly believe it begins with our friends, our households, and just our everyday lives. For me to have a conversation on a Saturday with people that I've known and loved for many, many years. I've been like I've reached out for many.
We've always, even though we haven't connected, we still like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? How are things going with you? Like, we always
and
stay in touch.
It's like, yo, it's just mad.
Life, man.
Life.
I mean, I really stopped doing this for like 5 years. I stopped doing comedy and everything after Bago stuff. There was a gap of like 5-6 years. I didn't, and then after my daughter was born, I was like, I think I want to do it again. You know, but that was different. It was weird.
And today, you were running a little late. You're like, yo, yo, start without me. I'm sorry I can't. And I was like, my man, if you don't come through, I have no show.
I was like, because I hate that.
I was like, yo, Ron, this guy's a comedian. This shit's not funny.
No. and I need you to know, like, and when I was telling you certain things, right? Because at the end of the day, like, all right, I need you to understand, like, I respect this as much as, like, if Howard Stern asked me to do an interview. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you gotta have that respect.
And not only do I understand, I overstand. Yeah. Because if it weren't for me to ask you to join for this conversation on this podcast, another 10 years might have gone by. Another 20 years.
Sure.
But because we made this a moment, we're fucking here.
That's right, baby.
And that's what I love. That's what I fucking love. So I appreciate you for blessing me with your presence. And I appreciate us for having the commitment to wanting to do this.
Yeah.
Every motherfucker.
This shit is hard. Podcasting
is fucking hard. Dude, I realized that shit quickly.
Podcasting is hard.
Showing up every weekend.
So kudos to y'all for even fucking doing it. You understand? And in the beginning, you don't know who's listening and all this. There's like a lot of unknowns and that, but you're doing it. And that's, again, that's at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. You're committing yourselves and you're doing it. I commend y'all. Y'all got a dope setup here. The vibe is amazing. Y'all are dope here. Like, this is really dope. I'm humbled you asked me to come on. I'm like, yeah, man. I feel like, thank you, bro. Like, I feel this is dope. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
I'm gonna see you on TV at some point, I'm sure, hopefully. And be like, he's a friend.
Yes, absolutely.
The way you talk about your other friends, we're gonna be name dropping you.
Yeah.
You understand that shit?
Listen, I'm gonna start because I'm my objective right now. Small objective is to bring stand-up comedy uptown, like legitimize it how it is downtown in the village and stuff.
Yes.
You know what? And I'm glad you said that because our councilwoman from the neighborhood, Carmen De La Rosa, she wanted to reach out to Tracy Morgan about bringing more comedy uptown. Yeah. But you know what? Tracy's cool. Like, I love Tracy. Fucking guy drives all these fabulous cars.
Right
There's an article saying, it's spring when Tracy Morgan drives. He's driving around Washington Heights with his top down.
I lived in Spanish Harlem. When I saw him at that White Castle on 103rd and 1st, because that's where he would go to eat, and then everybody pulls up, he's like, all right, it's summertime, it's spring,
Yeah, but the thing is that, fine, Tracy might be a little difficult to talk to. However, we should be having these conversations.
Absolutely.
So, yo, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm humbled, bro. Thank you so much.
Love us. Outro. My name is, this is phenomenal. Monsieur Los, Lady H, Elmo Difoca, aka Jerry Diaz, or the other way around, whatever it may be. It is phenomenal having you here. My name is Ron Kane, and I'm out.
At about 5'8", straight from the gutter. Another nigga you bound to hate. Cold like winter rain running through my veins. Same dude that don't like to use his government name and refuse to remain silent, especially when police abuse the excuse to use violence. I ain't trying to say they all bad cops, just pointing out the type that might pop 41 shots into the body of an unarmed guy, breaking the laws that you enforcing us to abide, putting us in a position of desperation. Got your respiration heavy, just thinking about the situation. Got you contemplating the words, picture the hearse, the coffin, the flowers, and the black dresses at the church.